Just go ahead, push the button. Yes.
Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Pi Records, and I'm here with Wolfgang from.
Hello. Linz, Austria,
And you're
in Europe.
and you're in the band,
The Morricones.
the Morricones. And I want to say your music definitely is how you describe it, spaghetti Western style, acoustic. And is that come from the old Italian spaghetti Westerns? Is it also American influenced through the old Western movies?
I think most of all, it's the Italian Western movies and the music of Ennio Morricone. So we came to the name Morricones by accident, and somehow we developed in this direction of music. So in the beginning, it wasn't the plan to sound like an Italo or a spaghetti Western, but we came there step by step. First of all, we had a voting for a name back in 2011. And we wanted to call us Don Jacoby or different names. And one of the names was Morricones or the Morricones, because we wanted to play in a band like the Beatles or the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
And finally, we ended up with the Morricones, but we were far from sounding like the way we sound nowadays.
Okay. And for our listeners who don't know what the Morricones means, what does it mean?
It's basically the second name of an Italian composer called Ennio Morricone or Enrico Morricone, who did a lot of soundtracks or the backings for Italo-Western movies or even thrillers or European movies in the 80s. So you might know The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
Or Once Upon a Time in the West, or Once Upon a Time in America. So he did all the music, this epic music you might have in your head. When you hear it, you know it. You know, maybe.
Yeah.
This is one of these tunes, and we wanted to sound like this kind of music, this kind of drama, like. When you listen to our music, you expect something to happen, something epical.
Like it kind of reaches a like a boiling point at some part.
Yeah, not all of our music sounds, of course, like this, but some of our tracks do sound like it's coming close to an end or close to a boiling point, as you said.
Like a climax, yeah.
Yes.
So what drew you to wind up doing the spaghetti Western style? Was it your love for the movies, or did you just say, hey, there's not a lot of people doing this? What was your inspiration?
I think the love for the movies primarily. So because I'm not aware that there are a lot of bands doing this kind of music. So at least we think we created something in a kind new. And we do Western drama. This is the music, how we call it, like Western drama. It's some kind of neologism for that kind of music we do. And you could describe it as a mixture of stoner rock, country, folk, a little bit of swing maybe. I don't know what comes to your mind when you listen to the music.
Well, I definitely think of Clint Eastwood. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm a huge fan of those Western movies, and even American Western movies. They sometimes use the same theme music as the spaghetti Westerns. But I was surprised when I was going into it and I heard the song start. I said, "Oh, this sounds very much like cinematic, like a soundtrack." And then the vocals came in. What made you decide to use vocals on these?
Because I wanted to sing, of course, because I'm the lead singer of the band. I do the rhythm guitar, and basically we started composing the songs by jamming in the rehearsal room and not knowing where it was going. So we were far from sounding like a movie soundtrack or something like this. So we started basically with singer-songwriting songs inspired by the Beatles or Simon and Garfunkel, a lot of bands we were listening in our youth. And as I said in the beginning, we had no idea where it was going to end. And step by step, we approached somehow to this kind of spaghetti Western-like sound we wanted to have. And we did a post-production. So I gotta mention Raphael Czernut. He's a producer from Berlin. He's a good friend of Franz, the drummer. And he came to Austria and we did 2 or 3 days of pre-production. And he basically recorded all the songs or ideas we had. And then we started brainstorming. What do we want to sound like? And he did a major part of the final setup, how he put together the songs and a lot of additional music he did the composing. So there's a big thanks to Raphael Czernot from Berlin.
Awesome.
And yeah, yes.
So how did he record you? Did he record you analog, because it has a very warm feel to it?
Yes, we did that. So we went to a studio called the Golden Retriever Studios in Berlin, and we spent there like 8 days, I think, from 10 to 10 p.m., 10 in the morning, and we did all the recordings analog. Yeah, I think we did. I'm a very good at playing instruments, and a lot of knowledge is lacking. What we are the technical side of the music.
Yeah,
but I think we did it somehow, the way you said.
So did you guys play live in the studio? Did you practice a lot before you went in and then do it live?
Yes, we tried to do it live as much as possible. But most of the time we ended up recording together, and we had to focus on the drum set, so that the drum set would be recorded without any mistake. And then when Franz did his job, we recorded the other instruments again.
Okay.
Basically, we had a track where we could orientate, or we played it all together, because it's very hard just by counting or playing a whole song just by counting. So there were different cues that Franz, the drummer, was referring to, and so it made it easier for him to record the songs.
That's
but
kind
the
of
main focus in the beginning.
Oh, go ahead.
Last sentence. The main focus in the beginning was to record the drum set entirely without any mistake, and when it sounded great, so we started to record the other stuff.
I don't know if you watched a year and a half in the life of Metallica, but that's how they recorded their Black album. They were all in a room together. They recorded the drums and then went back over it. So that's it's a very special technique to get that vibe. Is that the reason you played the way you did in the studio?
Because of the Black album, or because of
because of the vibe?
I think we wanted to catch the vibe, first of all. And as I said before, Raphael is a very experienced producer. So he did the main, he made the main decisions, how we would record a professional album. Because in the end, it came out a very professional album with a lot of time he spent in post-production as well. So we did the basic ideas, we did the basic instruments, and we trusted him. Like, he did the main decisions. He was like suggesting several modes of recording, and in the end, we ended up recording like that. But he made a big effort, because I remember the first 2 days we were just somehow, how can I say, casting microphones. So he had a whole set of microphones. He rented from some kind of library, a library for microphones, I would describe it. And they delivered it. And then we did test our voices. We sang in each microphone, and he was then listening to the tracks and said, this microphone works together with the voice of Chris, by the way, who is the lead guitarist and the second voice. And this microphone works good with Wolf's voice. So he did a very good a hell of a job, a very good job in 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 the beginning and the end as well.
Tell me a little bit about the other band members and what they kind of bring to the table, their backgrounds, and what influence they have on your sound.
Okay, so let me start with myself for just a few sentences. So um, I do the main songwriting. Basically, I come up with an idea, and the most of the lyrics come from my side. So if someone has an idea, or mainly it's me, we meet together in the rehearsing room and then we start jamming. And then comes in Franz, who I met first. So we found it in I think 2011. So I met him on some kind of dating platform for musicians, and he came back from New Zealand. He's native Austrian as well, but he spent a year in New Zealand or something. And when he came back, he decided to go to Linz, to my hometown, and he was looking for musicians as well. And by the time I was starting a gypsy jazz project, you might know the music of Django Reinhardt or something. It's a very specific music who sounds very, very Frenchy, very much like a French bistro or a cafe.
Okay.
If you hear it, I think you will know it. There was a movie with Johnny Depp, once Chocolat.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know it. So this kind of music he played. I wanted to found a band or a project like this. So basically I was looking for a double bass player, but I ended up playing with Franz. So he plays the drums, and the chemistry was right away. So when I met him, I liked him right away. And that's the most important thing if you start a band, that you get along with the band members.
Yeah, of course.
So today I was calling him and I said, I will tell Ryan that you have the energy of a warm-hearted boar. No, he's like a Viking. He's very warm-hearted, very big heart, very laughter, very, and that's the way how he plays the drums as well. So if you watch some live movies, you got to always watch in the back. Just watch next to me and you see him. There's a very good live video where you see all the passion and the warm-hearted fun he has playing drums. So first of all, I met Franz, the drummer, or as we call him, Frank the Tank, or Killing. That's all his nicknames. So he's the motor for the band, and he does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And so once we met, we decided to found the band. And then Chris came in, a very dear friend of mine. I know him since the age of 3. So we spent all our teenagerhood together, like starting playing the piano and later on playing a Western guitar, like some kind of folk music, singing together. For example, Simon and Garfunkel, some Beatles song, Nirvana songs, Alice in Chains songs. So he came back from his study as well from Vienna to Linz, and he wanted to join a band as well. So as knowing him for so long, I said this would be a good occasion to join the band, and I knew right away that he would fit into the band. So he's the handsome blonde guy playing the guitar or the lead guitar and doing the second vocals or the backings. And
awesome. How
by the Axel came in the bass player.
Okay.
Who came in last, and he fitted in as well. And he participated a lot in the composing as well, and he had a very good talent for organizing things. So most of the venues or the concerts we played, he was organizing that thing. So it is always good to have someone in the band who does the organization, because it's normally a part of or a kind of job no one, or mostly, or many times no one wants to do. So a big thanks to him as well. So he left the band like 3 years ago, but basically that's the story of the band. So Axel came in and we started to play among our friends and families, and then we decided to do an EP. So we did the first recording, I think 6 months after we found it, and then 3 years or something like this, 2 or 3 years after we found it, we did the recording in Berlin. So today I was talking to Franz and I couldn't believe that it is like 2014 we went to Berlin. It's in my memory, it's like it might be 2 or 3 years ago, but a lot of time passed. So the release was then 2016, yeah, of the album Tales of the Wasteland. But by the way, I will send you a record from Tales of the Wasteland. Not
Oh,
one, I
wonderful.
send you some records to the store. Maybe we're going to sign it and I send you some records. Maybe you want to sell it and one is for you as a thank you present for having us on the show.
Oh, that would be great.
So,
Well,
you,
I don't know if you saw, but we
Tales
do
of the Wasteland.
we do reviews as well. I'll do a review of it.
Yeah, that would be fine. Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
but that was basically the beginning of the story of the band, more or less.
So I saw that's a beautiful vinyl you showed. Can you hold it up again?
So this would be
It's
the
beautiful.
album Tales of the Wasteland from the Morricones.
It's beautiful. It looks like a soundtrack cover.
Yeah, the guy who did that was a very talented guy as well. It's basically a photo, a Polaroid. 2 times he did it, so the light effect came not by computer. He did it like too light. I don't know the specific vocabulary in English, but he did 2 times the photo. So he made this red effect. So this would be a tree and a winter landscape, and this some kind is the sun again. Somehow he did it. So it's a beautiful cover. You're right.
You do like a picture of a picture.
No, he did take the picture, and sometimes with these old analog cameras, you can do it twice, like you do 2 times to the enlightenment, or how I don't know how you call it.
Double exposure.
That's the term. Yes.
Yes.
That's the term.
Okay.
So big thanks to Tom Gaspalmeyer as well.
You had a lot of people putting that album together. Did you put it out yourself, or did you have a label?
So when we finalized it, or when we were actually sending it to some labels, to several labels, but in the end we ended up to bring it out ourselves. So I founded a label called Fistful of Music, and we tried to do the merchandise ourselves. But in the end, we ended up now with a label who does the merch for us.
And what's that? So who's that label?
My label, ATS Records in Austria.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I wanted you to talk about your label.
We just founded it. In the end, in the beginning, we didn't find a label who would take us, who would make a contract with us. That's not true. Actually, we found one label, and they said, yeah, we're going to take you. These were 2 brothers in Vienna. And then the day we shoot the video, we wanted to meet them in the end, in the evening, to celebrate the video and the contract that we are going to collaborate together. And they came in, the 2 brothers, no, just one of them came, and he said, I'm sorry, I had such a terrible fight with my brother. We don't do any music anymore. We break up the label, so there's no collaboration. So that was the point. We decided to do a label called Fistful of Music. Of Dollars, I think, is a Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah.
And we had a very beautiful label layout as well, but I can't show you right now. But the idea was like to bring out music who is a little bit in the direction or the style of spaghetti western. But it just started as an idea, and I ended it 2 or 3 years ago, because I have a lot to do with my main job. I work as a physical therapist, and so the label idea is grounded.
That's awesome. My daughter is starting her university next fall, and she's going to be a physical therapist.
Yeah, that's a good job. Actually, I saw it's during the pandemic. I could work all the day, all the time, because people wanted to come to me, and so it's a good job. It's a job that works in crisis as well. I
Yeah.
experienced it, at least. Yes, and people always will need some kind of advice and a physical therapist to get along with their lives, to get along with their bodies and their kind of pain they have.
Yeah.
So I hope it's going to be a job that lasts very long. So there will be no artificial intelligence doing the job. Maybe,
Oh.
maybe.
I work in TV, and throughout the years they've automated it. So I know what you mean by that.
Yeah. But actually, I have a friend who says what you do is not that difficult. They need to develop an artificial hand, a program, a voice program, who is asking all the same question like you do. How are you today? What is your pain and stuff like that. So he's teasing me. He said your job isn't that assured as well. So we will see. But congratulations. It's a very good job. I do it for almost 20 years now and I like it. I do it in my own practice. So I have a lot of time like for my family and my music. So that's a good
Oh,
job.
that's great.
So all the best to your daughter.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm very it's bittersweet. You know, I'm happy she's going, but I'm also gonna miss her because she's a really great kid, but I know she'll do good things.
Oh, she's leaving town then.
She's I live outside of Philadelphia, so she's about 45 minutes away. She'll be in Philadelphia. Um, but she's very much about helping other people.
Yeah, wonderful. How long is the education? How
I
long will
I want
she
to
have
say
to study?
I want to say she wants to get her doctorate, so it may be 7-8 years.
Okay.
There was a couple other colleges we were looking at. It was like 6 years. But she's going to Temple University, and that'll be about 7 years.
She's going to be a doctor in physical therapy, or is she going to be an osteopath?
And I don't know how that works. We'll have
Okay.
we'll have to see what direction she goes in. But she's my mother-in-law had dementia, and she took care of her. She was really good at taking care of her grandmother.
Okay. Yeah, sounds great. Wonderful.
So
Yeah, I can recommend the job. It's a good job to do.
good. So how's the situation in Austria playing out? You guys able to play out yet?
Like doing concerts or something like this
Yeah.
during the pandemic? Very little. But I gotta say, uh, our live concerts get less like 4 or 5 years ago, because myself, I have two sons who are very old, I was going to say, but who are almost adults now. The one is 21 and the other one is 17. So I became father very young. And the others of the band, when we founded, had no kids. And so 2, 3, 5, 4, 5 years ago, they all started having serious relationships with kids. So we couldn't play that much anymore. So to be honest, our concerts were very little the last 4 years. But so we didn't feel the pandemic in a way that would bother us because we couldn't play or something. But we did a very nice concert in November last year.
How
So
did you
before the last lockdown, we were able to do a concert. Yeah.
good?
For me, it was the best concert ever we did.
Really? So you were really happy with the reception?
Yes. And how I felt on stage and by the come out, because as I said, Axel left the band, the bass player, and someone new came in. And you might notice that the violins on the record, or a violin player in our videos, I don't know, he joined the band as well. So he's an excellent electric guitar player as well. And he's the only professional musician in the band. So he is a conductor and he plays the violin. So big kudos, thanks to Markus Wall, before I forget to mention him. So he joined the band and he did several concerts with us, and he joined the last concert as well. And before the concert last year, we did 4 new recordings. So we did 4 live videos in another studio, Deer in the Headlights. And so we did the release and the introduction of the new songs. And it was a very, very, very nice concert after not having played like for 2 years.
Yeah.
Not due to the pandemic situation, but due to the family situation.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a group, there's a number of years in a person's life where they kind of sidestep and take care of the family, and then later on they can come back and do their art and kind of focus more on that. And I've totally gone through that, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So you got several kids? You got 2 daughters or something?
2 daughters and a son.
Okay, because I saw a picture. I watched your Facebook site of Pi Records.
Uh-huh.
So there's, I think, a family picture on it.
Yeah.
Of you and 2 girls I saw, and yeah, maybe a boy. I overviewed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your EP. It was a live in studio kind of thing.
Yes, the guy who did the cover of the album, he also works with another guy who owns a studio close to Linz called Deer in the Headlight Studio. And for promotion, they invite bands and do live videos, so some kind of one-take videos. And they invited us to record 4 songs. And this was a cool drive. This gave a cool drive to the band, because to be honest, before that, we didn't produce anything new. So we had a lot of work with this album. Like we were producing it for 1.5 years. And after that, we were like, became very lazy, no new ideas, no new input. So every rehearsal was like, what are we going to do? So we started maybe do some new chords. And after 10 minutes, we decided to play the old songs again. And so we had this kind of routine for 2 years without doing anything new. And by being invited, there came a new drive into the band, and we finally managed to do 4 new songs. And we recorded it live, actually really live in studio, like all together, not caring about the mistakes. If it was too hard with the mistakes, we did it once again. But basically, we did it in one take, and we took the best video. So
that's awesome. Can you find that video on your YouTube channel?
I think yes, of course you can. So there must be the Deer in the Headlight Studios. If you don't find it, I'm gonna send you the link so you can link it for people who are interested. Might.
Cool.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, I want to give you the chance to maybe talk about something we haven't talked about that you wanted to mention, or is there something you wanted to add that I might not have talked about?
Let me see. I did some kind of note. I wrote something down, but I think I have all the important stuff. Yeah, I mentioned the band members. I mentioned Axel. I gotta mention the new bass player, because he's a very dear friend of mine, Thomas. He played in a cool rock band. He's like 6 years older than us, and he was one of our idol, a local hero, you could say. So he played in a band called Dila. They did a tour in California as well. So he was some kind of hero for us. So now he joined the band. He brought the new drive to the band too, thanks to Raphael Czernot from the Retriever Studios or in Berlin, to Thomas Gasperlmeier, and to Markus Wall. That's the most important things. And most of all, thanks to you, Ryan, for having us on the show. And I will send you the links for the videos. And
awesome.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Wolfgang. I really enjoyed talking to you. You're very easy to talk to, and I have a great appreciation for your music because, like I said, I love those old spaghetti Western movies. As a kid, I was growing up and my my family were all about Westerns. So I watched a lot of Western movies when I was growing up. So
Okay.
right when I heard it, I was like, oh, this reminds me of my childhood.
So you found our music accidentally or by doing a research or
I do a lot of sometimes I get suggestions on Instagram or Facebook, but other times I get suggestions by other people. This particular time I was looking for bands and I saw your band, and what stuck out right away was the artwork for your EP, which is magnificent. And
okay.
so I went to iTunes to check it out, and I was hooked right away. So then I reached out to you, and I thought you'd be a really good person to talk to.
Thank you. So, but what caught your eye was the cover, first of all.
The cover of the EP, the new
Okay.
EP, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the new EP as well did Thomas Gaspermeyer. He's a very talented guy. Yeah, thanks for having me. I was a little bit nervous because I thought maybe I don't want to sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I think I did a good job.
I don't think
Because
anybody
I
can
don't
sound
want
like
to
him.
talk English like that. So, but not all Austrians talk like that. So, and I wasn't lacking too much of vocabulary. So, yeah,
Oh yeah, you were doing
good job.
great, man. Your English, it's funny when I talk to people from Europe and Russia, even Mexico. They say, "Oh, my English is really bad," and then when I talk to them, their English is way better than most American English.
Okay. Do you know any German words, by the way?
Das ist gut.
Wonderful. Then last time I saw that you, instead of bless you, you could say Gesundheit. You do that in America?
My family did because on my mother's side, they're German.
Okay. And I saw a very funny documentary about Texas Germans last time.
Oh, really?
So they have a very, very, very charming mixture of German and English words put together in a certain language. That was fun too. Yeah.
Interesting. There's a lot of Germans in Pennsylvania where I'm from.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of Germans. Not Australians or Austrians, but a lot of German based from Europe, German speaking. My whole family spoke German, so I picked up on all the dirty words and stuff like that.
Yeah, tell me one more dirty word, you know.
Well, it might be Pennsylvania Dutch, but there's Kunstmingefunga.
Bless you. Kunstmingefunga? I don't know what that means.
Well, there's
Tell me once again.
Kunstmingefunga.
I don't get it. It sounds German, but I don't get the sense. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you, Wolfgang, so much. I had such a great time. And thank you for coming out so late in the day to talk. And I wish you the best of luck for the new year. And hope you guys get together soon and jam and put out some more music.
Yes, thank you very much for having us again. Greetings to Pennsylvania, and all the best for you. And we stay connected.
Yes,
I'd
definitely.
say.
Definitely.
Wonderful.
All right. Have a great
So
night.
have a nice day. Yeah. Good night. Bye.